Phronesis is a Greek word. It means practical wisdom, and in this context it means doctors making ethical decisions by drawing on accumulated learning from ethical dilemmas and decisions made. Our research findings include the collective wisdom, ethical wisdom from our research participants to help doctors cultivate phronesis. For example, a badly injured patient who was in a car accident told paramedics just before they went unconscious that they do not want a certain medical treatment that the doctor who's treating them at the hospital believes would help them recover. An added complication is that their spouse, their next of kin, is ordering the doctor to wait until they come round, till the patient comes round, before doing anything. And so, phronesis is a way of navigating a way through those complexities to come to a decision or a set of decisions that benefit the patient and those around them. So the difference here is we're not offering another set of guidelines to add to the thousands that doctors are asked to follow. It is an approach to moral debate that helps doctors cultivate phronesis. It is non-prescriptive. It can be used in medical education, or it can be used in practice before, during and after decisions are made. And we've also found that it's helpful for other healthcare professions and for leaders in any sector for that matter. The team members will now talk through the research approach and the main findings. We'll offer a doctor's perspective, a medical educator's perspective, and describe the resources and how you can access them if you wish to use them.
So our research combines three approaches: from humanities, virtue ethics, from social sciences, narratives, and from arts, it's the film production. The data were collected from 131 doctors using interviews, and these doctors were at their various stages of their career, from medical students to experienced GPs and consultants. These data were supported by observation data to contextualize the stories that came out in the interviews, which then helped us create a series of videos. These videos and the tutor notes are helpful and useful in reflecting upon our practitioners making decisions for their patients and the communities. From these narratives, we gleaned 15 virtues, including the virtue of phronesis. Now, phronesis, which is an intellectual virtue, and these virtues work in tandem. For otherwise, practical wisdom or phronesis would turn into what McIntyre called a cunning capacity to achieve any end rather than the ends that are really genuinely good for man. The 15 virtues are on a continua, from pole to pole via a mean. Now, this mean is not the mathematical mean. It is a mean that a practically wise person or a practically wise practitioner would consider ethical given the particularities of the case. Upon rigorous analysis, we argue that these virtues can be used in stages, and this helped us inform the formation of an app which we call the wisdom wheel. This wisdom wheel can be helpful and useful to reflect upon the decisions made by the practitioners or are in the process of being made. We were also able to discern how motivation and courage kept our practitioners on the path of making the right decision for their patients, especially in challenging circumstances. We call this phronesis in action. Two main reports expand on this brief outline that I've just given and can be accessed via our website.
After many years of teaching medical ethics and law, I found one of the problems that I have is actually trying to communicate to the students the complexity of a lot of ethical issues. And even when I've tried to use case studies, they still seem rather abstract. So, for example, if you ask students to read a case, you're trying to immerse them into the realities of practice and the complexities of clinical practice. But it still seems rather abstract. But with our videos, which are supported by tutor notes, I think we can really communicate to the students what it's really like to engage with ethical issues as a clinical practitioner. And I think that's a huge improvement, because the students then become not only intellectually engaged by the problem, they also become psychologically and emotionally engaged. And so we have, as near as we can, to real-time, real-life learning that mirrors proper clinical practice. So I would just like to highlight the importance to me of the use of these videos and what a difference it's made to my particular experience of teaching medical ethics. It's quite easy to sign up to them on the website. It's quite straightforward. And so I would encourage people to look at our videos and see if it can make a difference to their practice too. Thank you.
My name's Chris Turner. I'm an emergency medicine consultant and I work in what's sometimes a hostile and abrasive environment. Through being part of the project and seeing the videos, I've come to realise that everybody is trying to do the right thing. It's just that we see it through different lenses. Some people think that the right thing is to get the best end result no matter what, and they're the consequentialists. Some people believe that we'll have done the right thing when we follow the rules no matter what, and they're the deontologists. And finally, we get to those people who think that doing the right thing is an individual decision, one that we balance up lots and lots and lots of different factors, and they're the virtue ethicists. Virtue ethics, or practical wisdom, is what we hope for from our doctors. And through the project, I've learned what I think are ways to accelerate the development of practical wisdom.